today I will speak about survival, our survival, my survival, with transitions to BDD. A little bit about me. So now I have more than 11 years in QA. I'm co-head of EPAM Quality Engineering here in Latvia. And now I'm mostly focused on more complex things like quality architecture, team management, and testing process setup, updates. But yeah, I was a QA, I was a tester, and the tester has only two conditions. The first condition is no one sees tester because nothing bad appears, and the second one was tester and noise. Everyone. I was the second one. Here's the contents, and let me start. I took this definition from Wikipedia, and the main thing here on the slide, there are a lot of letters, a lot of words, but the main thing is that BDD is about people. I think that in general, IT is about people, because superhero can save everyone, and the troublemaker could spoil any process, any software, any technical stuff. So, and the main things in BDD and behavior-driven development are three amigos. It's about collaboration, about discussion between usually three roles, like business analyst or product owner, QA, and developer. Of course, there could be more than three people, but three roles at least. And another one thing about BDD is Gherkin, as was said previously, writing scenarios in simple English-like language, using words given when and then. So this was an introductory part. Yeah, here's about Gherkin. And this story appeared when I was young, naive, and unspoiled, and my pitbull was a little cutie. Not a scary thing as it now. So, our client, it was an old legacy code. So company provided software for investment and insurance companies. They started working in early 2000s. So it was, initially it was a core application, a core system. And it was customized by different teams for different insurance companies. And I joined a new stream, so it was core part plus our core part and plus our customization. And we worked in Scrum, so our team consisted of 2 developers, 1 QA, and 1 business analyst, and 1 project manager. So technical stuff was real legacy, so it was ASP .NET, partially C#, partially Visual Basic, API via SOAP, SQL. Initially it was SVN, then we transitioned to Git, and layered architecture and test automation. It was a bit specific because I was the only person. I was driver, I was initiator of it. But not initiator was a QA director. He asked me, can you automate this small test? I said, why not? Let's try to. I had some development experience in C#, I had some experience with Selenium, so let's try to. At first, it was difficult, but I had good methods and a good team. To the moment when we decided and we knew about behavior-driven development, we had some process, we had some, all these 3 amigos sessions, but we call them groomings. We had some automation, we had quite good testing process, and I'm not exactly sure who was the initiator, but we decided also why not. So why not was like our key word. So why we tried? Because if we take a look here at these behavior-driven development principles and our benefits, so collaboration, yeah, we had a great collaboration. So it was really fine. It was really nice. Behavior focused and user centric, yeah. We had business logic, so our users acted like insurance agents or something like that, agents from different levels with different access levels. So we had these behavior scenarios. So language specifications, initially our specification was a big and huge Excel file with different texts and numbers, so we tried. Test first and automation approach, yeah, it also was typical for us because we had good requirements review process, we had a good development process, and yeah, we used Scrum, so our development was incremental. So we took a look at it and we understood that it should suit us. And of course, at first, it's about steps, how we did it. At first it was knowledge sharing, it was understanding, and there were the team workshops and role-specific activities. So we tried to understand how to write these scenarios, how to deal with them, how to learn, implement, and everything like that. So we also reviewed our existing test automation framework, regression, smoke, testing scope, and all this stuff. And if we take a look at role-specific activities, so for business analysts, it was about learning courses, breakdown of long business requirements of huge features into small behaviors. For developers, it was their magic, as I know. It was SpecFlow implementation and some magic. And for QA, it was about validation of Jenkins scenarios and technical implementation of Selenium and NUnit tests with SpecFlow. As I said, it was C#, so SpecFlow was the only choice at that time. Also, trainings about technical implementation, about creation projects, and so on. For QA perspectives, we took the simplest, the easiest, and the most common end-to-end scenarios and tried to rewrite them to SpecFlow Jenkins style. It was about UI testing. So at first we started with the UI test because it was mostly about UI. So for transition, we had challenges, solutions, and results. And the main challenge was maintenance and maintaining of two frameworks, because we decided that it is better to create a new framework for a BDD purpose and to keep the existing one, just not to lack the cases. So, as I call it here, legacy and NUnit plus Selenium and SpecFlow. Another challenge for me as for QA, as for automated QA, was adapting and adoption of existing page object model classes to BDD. Because yes, I had, as I said, I had good mentors. They showed me, they helped me how to make this code atomic and with all the small methods. But it was a challenge for me. And the third one, challenge was about testing stability and over reporting. And as this written here, so cloning repository, refactoring, reviewing, consulting with the developers, because yeah, these guys really helped me, and execution of both tests, of both framework to see that everything works well with all. And as a result here, to make it a bit short, so we succeeded. Here, it's a bit more about integrating the SpecFlow tests, because I was really interested about it. I wanted to be a technical person. I wanted to be a coder, something like that, and I saw it was a great opportunity for me. So for challenges, it was about pipelines and setting these pipelines, because initially these automated tests were run from local machines using a NUnit runner, and then it was implemented into CI/CD. And support, as I said, support and maintenance pipelines was a bit scary for me at that time. And filtering, tagging scenarios, like it was my first time using Gherkin, it was my first time using behavior-driven development, so it was a bit challenging for me. And yeah, as I said, it was a great support from developers, so for all the technical stuff, for all these configuring jobs, adding MS builds and units and everything else, all this technical part was really helpful. So, and for technical implementation, so why SpecFlow? Because, as I said, it was it's seamlessly integrated with .NET, and it was only a solution at that time. So some trainings about how to create all these projects, about writing step definitions, writing, rewriting, migrating, about generating all this, configuring and generating and configuring all these files. It was a good training because it was quite complex. So from each part was covered. And as I said, for training purposes, the simplest scenarios were chosen. And if we speak about challenges, so the main challenges are about people. So here in this presentation, everything about people. At first, as we see, as this here, so additional time for transition, for trainings, for understanding, for re-understanding, for setting everything up. It is about time. It takes time, and client does not want to pay for it, of course. And additional time was spent for adopting to Gherkin. So here it's just it's a great thing, I think I was lucky to work with such a manager, so it was a great planning. We decided to do it during the summertime, during vacation time, and almost everyone takes vacation. So we have more capacity for it. And another thing is about selection of new functionality for this implementation. So we took the easiest functionality, the most understandable, the most transparent to implement. So it's about planning. Yeah, initially it was difficult to write good scenarios because yeah, we were ready, we were interested in it, but we had to do it and we had to learn how to do it. So additional 3 mega session to review scenarios, to review stories. So we did it. We had several iterations for each story sometimes. And for QA. So here it is a challenge for QA, but it was a challenge for me. At first, writing these Gherkin scenarios, so I had to think as a user and not to think as a QA user, because as a QA I know what I do, but as a user I have to say it in other words to understand it and to use. So here it was about, the solution was about collaboration and again about people. So a lot of collaboration with the business analyst during scenarios creation, validation sessions, discussion, and introduction of regular scenario brainstorming sessions where we practiced edge cases. So here our BA was initiator of it because she was a great lady. she was really interested in her job and really interested in something new. Another challenge was about balancing between manual testing and automated testing. At first, I wanted to automate everything. Then I thought about exploratory testing and all this stuff, so this could not be automated. And keeping this balance understanding, so okay, I knew that I had to automate small progression and some stuff like this, but what about the other cases? So it was challengeable, and also maintaining manual work at the same time. So that was interesting. And here, my business analyst and developer helped me with reviewing and setting priorities. I hate this word prioritization because it's difficult to pronounce for me. So setting priorities, and also try to automate some manual routine tasks like setting up all these insurance cases. And as a result, so we had visible runs, so it was transparent, so each user story, these backlog items had attached test cases with runs. So a bit later, this process was introduced to all other teams and became a unified. And also testing results, reporting became more transparent. Yeah, as I said previously, so rewriting existing scenarios to BDD format was a bit difficult because to that time our scope of task was really huge, and it consisted also of UI and API testing, API tests. So it was about brainstorming, it was about blowing my mind, mapping all tests to Gherkin scenarios, wrapping existing Selenium logic into Gherkin steps, step definitions, adoption of all these page object model classes for SpecFlow. But great stuff was about these data-driven parameters using examples, tables, and also about setting priorities at first, high priority cases, and step by step. So as a result, our test steps were really reusable, so it was much easier in future just to take as a constructor, as a Lego, and use these steps in future cases. And as we had this data-driven approach using examples tables, so it was really easy and really really good decision. Yeah. And if we speak about the benefits, about our outcomes, first, yeah, it sounds optimistic, but the number of our defects was really reduced. Why? Because I think all these 3 amigo sessions at first, because we discussed thoroughly all the stories, we reviewed our my test cases, our test cases, so our defect containment rate was almost 100%, and rework and reopen rate was really low. When we had to rework something or reopen, it was mostly about our developer forgot to deploy, and not because she did something bad. And another one about enhancing and growing number of our automated tests. So, as I said previously, our Gherkin step definitions allowed us to build new tests like a constructor, so it was really easy, and it took really less time to create tests in such a manner. And to the moment when I left the team, so our smoke and regression was fully automated, but our regression was from sprint to sprint it was reviewed, so it could be new tests could be added. So that's why I say to the moment I left. And our UAT pre-production and production testing was also automated. So doing this production and UAT testing, we had to exploratory test manually only. And what about lessons? As I said a lot of times today, it's about people. So we were a team, and we saw that success of behavior-driven development is about people. And cross-roles collaborations. We had a good setup, so we were lucky. Even because we had a possibility to start, we had a possibility to investigate, we had a possibility to think a bit different. So we had some automation to the moment, and yeah, it took time. It took time to adapt to BDD, but the right time was selected. Learning, yeah, it's another point why we succeeded. So our business analysts refine scenarios, and QA and developers also refine scenarios. And developers optimized their step definitions, QA created more and better cases. But a negative point, a negative finding that sometimes it's really easier to start by scratch. Because rewriting of some classes, rewriting of some methods with working logic to the new steps, to the Gherkin style, sometimes it was really difficult, and I understood I'd better do it from scratch. And about the next steps. As I said, we were pioneers in it. Our team started this automation in this Gherkin style. So we organized knowledge sharing sessions with other teams, other QAs, and both our EPAM side and client side, and they also implemented. In some teams where they had experience, they also implemented this SpecFlow with C#. For scenarios, yeah, initially only UI tests were automated, but then we used it also for API testing. And the third point about the backbone, so in future the project grew, a lot of newcomers joined. Not all of them had the programmers' knowledge, so the client decided to buy another tool for some low-code automation, and they used to, so QAs had to write scenarios and just run them with the new tool without any coding. So, but when these people knew how to use BDD, it was easier for them to use the new tool. To that moment I left that project, so I was not a part of that team. I think that's all. Thank you.
In February of this year, SpecFlow has ceased its the company that had been developing SpecFlow has stopped the development, and now it's Rock and Roll that continues SpecFlow.
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about moving forward?
As I said, it was some time ago, so to the moment I left, that project, SpecFlow was still alive, and it was some years ago.
Okay.
So now I do not know what's happened to SpecFlow and what's happened to my automation. Yeah.
How did you handle test parallelization in SpecFlow?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, I do not remember. It was about years ago, and don't remember, sorry.
Maybe local?
No, it was parallel. Yep.
So when you employed BDD, it was probably like some time, so it didn't happen overnight. But basically, so I believe you had a time when you had like two different sets of tests. One was BDD covered, another one was just a normal automation.
Yeah.
So how did you handle these two? Like, did you have a separate pipeline, separate teams, like in terms of organization, how it was?
As I said initially, we tried to implement for the new the simplest functionality, then for some existing simple end-to-end cases. And then it was okay, we adopt it, we knew it, we will use it, and I rewrite all scenario 1 to BDD and exclude it from running.
But you still had to maintain the old cases as well.
Yeah.
So basically you had to make
for some time it was a double work.
Double work, really?
Yeah,
right.
for some time it was.
So it was actually also double time, basically.
Yeah.
Double salary.
Unfortunately.
Would be nice.
No more questions? Okay.
What is the name of the dog on the slide?
Rocky.
And does it help in BDD development, having a...
Sure, I'm looking at his behavior, and I think that I should behave in such a way. Just be happy and don't worry. And buy someone. Yeah.
Have you worked also with Java Cucumber?
I had some training classes,
Okay.
but not in production.
I have this question according to the things that I met with SpecFlow, that SpecFlow has a strict definition for given, when, then, and you cannot define a step that to be used like for given and when simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And have you any comments on this? Like when I've been using Java, it was like Java Cucumber. It was kind of okay for just put an asterisk in some cases, or switch given when steps when required. And here I have like this kind of strict borders. For me, it was inconvenient. What is your thoughts about it?
My experience with Cucumber was a couple of years later, so I didn't know about such possibility, and I didn't think even that time. So given is given, when is when, then is then. So for me, it was okay.
How behavior-based development can be sped up using artificial intelligence? Which service do you use?
So that time, artificial intelligence was the future, but if I use it now, I think I'd use some of these co-pilots probably on a client side to not to break all the rules and violations.
Is it chocolate time?
Beautiful.
Okay, thank you.